Have you ever walked down a street in a city you thought you knew, only to realize you were missing the entire point? We've all been there. You visit the famous landmarks, you take the expected photos, and you leave feeling like you saw the postcard version of a place. But Buenos Aires? Buenos Aires isn't a city that gives up its secrets easily. It's a place that demands a bit of curiosity. It's a city that hides its best stories behind unmarked doors and down quiet alleys that most tourists walk right past. Today, we're going to step off the beaten path. We're going to pull back the curtain on the real Buenos Aires, the one that lives in the shadows of the grand architecture and the bustling avenues. We're talking about a city that breathes history, mystery, and a kind of magic that you can only find if you know exactly where to look. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the secret side of one of the most fascinating capitals in South America. It's time to see what's really going on behind those iron gates. Let's start with the nightlife, but not the kind you'll find on a travel brochure. Buenos Aires has a thriving scene of hidden bars, or what we call speakeasies. You know the drill: no signs, no flashy lights, just a heavy door that looks like it belongs to a private residence. There's one place in particular, tucked away in the back of a flower shop, that feels like stepping into a 1920s noir film. You walk through the shop, the smell of fresh blooms filling the air, and suddenly, you're in a velvet-draped lounge with jazz playing softly in the background. It's intimate, it's cool, and it's completely disconnected from the noise of the city outside. These aren't just bars, they are escape pods. They represent a culture of exclusivity that feels incredibly welcoming once you're inside. You sit down, order a cocktail crafted with local botanicals, and suddenly, you're part of a secret society of sorts, sharing the quiet hum of the night with people who also appreciate the art of discovery. It's this blend of luxury and mystery that makes Buenos Aires such a dream for the modern traveler. You feel like a local, not just a tourist. And once you've had your fill of the night, you might want to spend your morning in a place where time seems to have stopped entirely. We're talking about the city's legendary bookstores. Now, you've probably heard of El Ateneo, that grand theater-turned-bookstore that everyone visits. It's beautiful, sure, but it's crowded. If you want the real experience, you need to head to the smaller, independent bookstores that are scattered throughout neighborhoods like San Telmo or Villa Crespo. These places are like labyrinths. Floor-to-ceiling shelves packed with books that smell like old paper and decades of stories. Some of these shops have been run by the same families for generations. They don't just sell books, they curate history. You can find first editions of Borges or Cortázar tucked away in corners that haven't been touched by sunlight in years. There's a specific magic in these bookstores. You walk in, the world goes quiet, and you're suddenly surrounded by the collective wisdom of a city that values literature above almost everything else. It's a sensory experience: the dust, the ink, the soft rustle of pages. It reminds you that travel isn't just about seeing new places, it's about touching the things that have shaped the culture of the people living there. It's a deep dive into the intellectual heart of Argentina. And speaking of the heart, we have to talk about the cafes. You can't talk about Buenos Aires without mentioning its cafe culture. But forget the big chains. We're heading into the cafes notables, the historic cafes that are recognized as heritage sites. These are the places where the city's thinkers, writers, and politicians have gathered for over a century. Imagine sitting in a booth that hasn't changed since the 1940s. The waiters wear white jackets, the floors are checkered marble, and the coffee is served in silver pitchers. It's like stepping onto a movie set, but it's completely real. You order a cortadú and a media luna, and you watch the world go by. You see the elderly men playing chess in the corner, the students scribbling in notebooks, and the sunlight streaming through stained glass windows. These cafes are the living rooms of Buenos Aires. They are where the city talks, argues, dreams, and remembers. It's not about the luxury of the decor, although that's definitely part of it, it's about the sense of continuity. In a world that's constantly changing, these cafes remain constant. They are the anchors of the city's identity. And if you think you've seen it all, wait until you hear about what's happening underneath your feet. Buenos Aires is a city of secrets, and some of them are buried deep. There are tunnels running beneath the historic center, remnants of a time when the city was a hub of colonial trade and smuggling. Some say these tunnels were used to move goods secretly, while others whisper about political meetings and hidden passages that connected the most powerful homes in the city. Exploring these tunnels is like peeling back a layer of the city's skin. It's dark, it's damp, and it's absolutely thrilling. You feel the weight of the history pressing down on you. It's a stark contrast to the bright, wide avenues above. These tunnels remind us that every city has a shadow, a hidden history that tells a different story than the one in the history books. It's the kind of exploration that gets your heart racing and makes you look at the cobblestones under your feet with a new sense of wonder. You start to realize that the city is a living, breathing organism with a complex past that is still very much present. But the real charm of Buenos Aires lies in the neighborhoods that most tourists never reach. We're talking about places like Chacarita or Barracas. These aren't the polished, postcard-perfect districts. They are raw, authentic, and incredibly vibrant. In Chacarita, you have a neighborhood that's becoming the new hub for young creatives. It's where the best food happens, where the street art is actually meaningful, and where you can walk for blocks without hearing a single word of English. It's a neighborhood that feels like it's still being written, a place of transition and potential. You wander through the streets, you see the local markets, you hear the music coming from open windows, and you feel the pulse of the city. It's not curated for visitors, it's just being itself. And that's the beauty of it. When you visit these areas, you're not just a tourist, you're an observer of life. You're seeing the real Buenos Aires, the one that lives, works, and loves in the quiet corners of this massive metropolis. It's an immersive experience that stays with you long after you've left. The more time you spend in these hidden spots, the more you realize that Buenos Aires isn't just a city, it's a feeling. It's a complex, beautiful, and sometimes mysterious place that rewards those who are willing to take the time to look a little deeper. Whether it's the thrill of finding a hidden bar, the quiet contemplation in an old bookstore, the history in a classic cafe, the mystery of the tunnels, or the authentic life in a quiet neighborhood, every moment in this city is a chance to discover something new. It's about the connections you make, the stories you hear, and the way the city changes your perspective on what it means to travel. We've only scratched the surface today, but I hope this gives you a glimpse into the magic that's waiting for you in Buenos Aires. It's a city that invites you to be a part of its story, to get lost in its streets, and to find your own secret gems along the way. So, the next time you find yourself planning a trip to South America, don't just stick to the main attractions. Go a little further, dig a little deeper, and see what you can find. You might be surprised by what you discover. Buenos Aires is a city of endless layers, and each one is waiting for you to uncover it. It's a journey that never really ends because there's always something new to learn, something new to see, and something new to experience. From the quiet morning coffee to the late-night jazz in a secret bar, every second is a piece of the puzzle that makes this city so incredibly special. So, pack your bags, keep your eyes open, and get ready for an adventure that will stay with you for a lifetime. There's so much more to explore in this beautiful corner of the world, and I'm so excited to share more of it with you. Thank you for coming along on this journey through the hidden side of Buenos Aires. It's been an absolute pleasure to show you these spots, and I hope you feel inspired to go out and find your own secrets in the city. Remember, the best travel experiences aren't the ones you find on a list, they're the ones you stumble upon when you're just wandering, curious, and open to the world. And that's what it's all about. So, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep looking for the hidden gems that make travel so rewarding. Subscribe for cinematic journeys